By the deck, you get to draw a card. There we go, that's a PG, that's very nice. And yeah, look, like, you know, they have removal, but we removed ourselves. You can't remove me, I'm gonna do it myself. Hey yo, how's it going everyone? Entropy here today with another video. Today we're gonna be doing a dev profile on one of the most recent clan events to come to JP, and that is SpikeBrothers. SpikeBrothers, I don't really see a lot of content out there, so I hope I can provide you a starting point to exploring the deck, trying to figure out some combos, and give it a go. I definitely think that it still does the very Spike Bros kind of playstyle where you have a lot of units that just attack, go back to the deck, attack, go back to the deck, superior call some more, attack, attack, attack. But this time around we have a new keyword called charge, or assault as Google Translate would tell me. What charge does is basically it grants it a new ability where after the battle it just goes back to the deck. So units that are superior called will be able to be given the option to use a skill, and so you have a lot more options in your way to manage the board and manage your resources. So with all that said and done, let's go into the deck really quickly, go through the choices, go through some alternative options, and see how it works. So starting off with, I think you can see the entire list on that side, so I'll just go through this because I get to showcase the other options as well. So starting off, we were playing Mega Trainer. Mega Trainer is really great. You have Mega Trainer, a Conroe clone, and it does what you want it to do, right? You can search for the Strive Fighter to search for your Rising Nova, the Great 3 you want. You can search for the PGs. You can search for Reckless Express to help you have a body that can go in and out. And of course, Soul Charge if you need it, but rarely so. So Conroe clone just gives you so much flexibility. Another option that I see often is the Mechanical Analyzer. What this unit does is, with GB1, it basically helps you extend your combos by binding and superior calling. Is this great? It could be, but the extra 3k, I don't know if it's that big of a deal. And I just feel like it's one extra piece of the puzzle that's a bit too overkill. Like a lot of the pieces that you have in the deck already does the job you need to. Mega Trainer, just having a defensive option, or just more options in general, I really still prefer. But maybe it's because I don't have the Giga Brain to use Mechanical Analyzer. Next up, we have, of course, we have the option of the new PG. Now the new PG is a bit janky. I never got to test it. Obviously, I have 0 copies. But what it does, it has charge. But it's GB1 when an attack hits the Vanguard. If it's in charge state, discard a card and put this back to your hand. Now the great thing is that what this means is you can superior call this from your deck. You can hit, you can discard a card and add a PG to your hand. Now that sounds great, but the deck doesn't really need it when you have Mega Trainer as an option, and when you probably need to hit numbers by the time this is superior called from your deck. So it is tough to actually use this multiple times. It is tough to set this up in a way that it can hit those numbers and bounce back to your hand. It's just awkward when you superior call it, your opponent sees a defensive and you're like, oh, surprise Pikachu face. So I don't know, I've seen content using this. I'm not a big fan of it. I don't think it's too janky for me, but you can definitely give it a go, especially when you have the resources on your go on global. And the Soul Charge is important because we have Stride, we have units that do require using the Soul, and Reckless Express is still always really just a solid 1 of or 2 of that helps you just go in and out. And early game you can use it as a booster, or just, you know, as a way to push in front of your starter as 12k, and it's just really nice. I just really like it, and I just had to roll the gacha for it. Next, for the grade 2s, we're playing for Brackies, because Brackies are great. The great thing about these units like Bracky and Reckless Express is that you can call them from the hand and they can still dip, right? Like units with charge, even though the keyword does grant them the ability to dip, but you do need to superior call them in order to get that skill. And so you can be too reliant on some pieces to do that. One of those pieces is the Axe Diver. Now, Axe Diver has the charge ability itself. GB1 when it's placed, if your Vanguard's a Grade 3 or greater Rising, Crown Blast 1, Soul Blast 1, choose one of your rearguards and bind it, and then call it into a rearguard circle without a unit. If this unit is in assault, then that unit and this unit's power gets +5 during that turn. So this is your way during the main phase, I guess, to have your other rearguard dip if they have charge, because you will bind it, superior call it, and then charge could be active as an option. Another thing you do with this card and why it's so important at 4 is because it enables your multi-attack during your battle phase as well. You superior call this, you use its skill, you bind, superior call something back, they're both in stand position, they can both get extra 5k, and then you can do your multi-attacks again. So it's a really good card. You definitely play this at 4 and manage this card really wisely. The card does need Counter Blast, the card does need Soul Blast, and it conflicts with cards like Braki and Reckless Express, so that's why we do play the Soul Charge support. And next we play 3 of these. This is Cobalt Impulse. Cobalt Impulse is an option that I always feel, and do I use it, do I not? But it is a great option. It helps you plus and helps you retire, which the deck doesn't really do outside of this card. So, charge, Rearguard Circle GB1, when this unit attack hits the Vanguard, if you're in charge state, draw 1 card, select one of your opponent's rearguards and retire it. So the negative of this card is that it doesn't really pump itself up. So you do need to be careful when setting up your columns during your battle phase to use this wisely. But when it hits, when it's earlier into the game or in the mid game, it is really nice to just be able to clear something out. I don't know if a lot of people expect this because Spikes traditionally doesn't really have a lot of retire. So Cobalt's Impulse, very nice, and definitely give it this a go. And lastly, we play 2 of these. What is this called? What is this called? Let's just say 9 plus 10 when in charge state. So there you go. Grade 3s. Oh, grade 2s, we also have this. It's called Wink Murder Misery. Thank you, Google Translate. This is basically your GP1 when boosted, attacking Vanguard, Camlast 1 skill. So you put a card from your hand to call something out besides itself and give it +5. So it is nice. I do see this in some lists. I don't really think it's necessary because your Vanguard basically does the same thing on attack, whether you're in GB2 on the grade 3 or when you're striding as a heart skill. So I don't think this is too important, but you can play around with it, I guess. It's just I prefer the Braki over this Wink Murder Misery. Google Translate is fun. We play 4 of the Rising Nova, and Rising Nova is amazing. GB2, when it attacks, put the card from your hand into soul, call anything from your deck to the rearguard circle without a unit. Of course, your stride skill does something similar. When it attacks a Vanguard, Camlast 1, put a card into soul to call something out and give it +5k. So yeah, it helps you extend your combos. Really, really nice without relying on your on-hit skills. Next, we have 2 of this. This is called the Hive Maker. Now it has charge itself, but also Rearguard Circle GB1. When it's put back to the deck in charge state, Camlast 1, call a card from your hand to the Rearguard Circle without a unit. So after you charge, you can then extend a combo by itself. Vanguard Circle, when it's placed, you can Soul Blast 1, Camlast 1, check out 5 to add a unit with charge to your hand. So it is your backup ride target. Most of the time you don't want to ride this, but even on the Rearguard Circle, it's quite solid. So I do like that. And we play 3 of the 11 plus 10. It's vanilla, but it hits 21k by itself. It's very huge. So it's like Juggernaut Maximum, but Maximumer. And I really like it. I really like it. For the strides, we play 2 of these GRs. This is the Shoot Down King Miracle Ace. Miracle Ace. On place, Camlast 1, G Persona Flip to activate the following 2 abilities. When a unit is returned to the deck, give +5k to one of the units. And GB3, when your rearguard is placed on the deck, you can activate it by Soul Blasting 2, and you can call 1 card from your hand to a rearguard circle without a unit, so it extends your combos. Of course, manage your soul wisely. Next, we have the Dampier Lily. When it hits a Vanguard, you can call a card with charge from your hand. If you do, that unit is +5, and when it's put back to the deck, you can draw 1 card. So that's really solid because the charge unit are going to be going back to the deck anyways. We still play 2 of these, which says on hit, put a card from your hand into your soul to call something out from the deck to give +5. Reason being is because you're not calling from your hand, so you have more options, I guess, and you're also fueling your soul, which I really like. And we play 1 of these, Great Villain Dirty Picaro. So it's a GB3. When it attacks a Vanguard, you can Counterblast 2, turn 1 card from the G zone face up, and put 1 card from your hand into soul to call 1 card from the deck for each face-up card in the G zone. So you do need GB3 to use this skill. Unlike the GR flips itself during the main phase, so you have GB3 active. This card doesn't, so you really need to wait for a turn or 2 before using it. So rarely will I see this, but it's still a really good card. And we play one Harmonics because why not? And we play one of the Blizza. The reason why we play Blizza is because in some scenarios, when I'm really low on cards, or I really want to go into Dirty Picaro because I'm playtesting it, I go Blizza into Dirty Picaro. So that's the only way you can really use Dirty Picaro on turn 2. And do I really want to go into that option? Rarely, but it can be a thing, I guess, you can play around with. So that's basically the list. You can still play stuff like Devil Summoner, but right now I do think that with so many great grade 2 options, I don't really know if you want to still use the Devil Summoner. And so yeah, I think that's basically it. A lot of the cards do require want the charge keyword, so be wary of that. Like cards like that plus, like search for charge. You know, if it has charge, you get extra power. Superior call something with charge. So be careful with the way you build the deck and the winning image you have, because if you do want to play with the G-era stuff, a lot of it requires the G-era stuff. And so do need to be wary of that. Another card like this is like 6+5 booster at the end of the battle. If it has charge, you can put that card from the board to the bottom of the deck. That's something else that's fun. And that's basically it. So without further ado, let's go into a game or two and see how this deck performs. Now Spikes, again, I only spent a few days on it. Spikes is a very technical deck. I wish I could show you some Giga Brain combo, but I don't think I'm there yet. So if you have any strategies you would like to share, comment down below, let me know, let us all know, and hopefully we can find something that works for all of us and improve all our games. One thing that a commenter mentioned in my Genesis video was like, oh, turn off animations, and I know that, but if you actually watch most of my videos, most of the time you'll notice I end up having to turn on the animations during the battle. And the reason why is because by default I do turn off the animations because I need time to think, and thinking is hard, reading is hard and all that. So animations for your entertainment, please understand, especially in competitive play, I would highly recommend you to turn those off, especially those other options as well. Cards like when you place a heal card onto, or when you ride or call a heal card, or when you ride or call a PG. When you're playing decks that will do that anyways, well, the PG thing, not the heal thing, for like Bermuda, definitely turn those off, because those are time wasters. You have to go through one more decision point, and it could really affect your performance, especially when time is tight. So remember to turn those on and off depending on your comfort level, and it could definitely be the reason you finish your turn and can still survive or win the game. So here I don't see any grade 3s, but that's fine because we do have Mecha Trainer, we do have Stride Fodders, so it's fine. We're going to be playing against the leaders here with the new support from GZ6. GZ6, yeah, that's the number. I'm going to ride this. Just the Soul Charge, it's just solid. Starter generally behind on the corners. That's fine. Do I want to call it out right now? A little bit early aggro, I don't think it hurts. And I will ditch a one of these. Let's search the Rising Nova. No trigger, let's hope we hit. Alright, we do, and no defensive. Clipping the leader helps them plus. One thing I really do like is if I do have the Reckless Express early game, like right now, I like calling the Reckless Express on the corner, right here. Reason being is because generally we're going to be seeing a 7k or below grade 1, and what that means is if they hit a trigger, we can still hit with 17, provided that we do ride this unit. So it is a really conditional combo, but it is something that gives you a little bit more stability in pushing 2 damage earlier on. Giving you a little bit more time to push later down the line. So I'm gonna ride this. I think that keeping that impulse for a latter turn would be great. Mecha Trainer, I don't feel the need to remove yet. I don't think they have removal at this moment. So I'm just gonna battle and swing. We do play 9 draws, so there's no really big need to care about the attack order until you get to grade 3, where your skills do require on hit or on attack Vanguard. especially your Vanguard or Stride skills. So that is something you need to be aware of. Alright, they're gonna go into the Evo, I believe. Buying stuff. Luckily, we're not playing a Legion build, so not a big deal. The Deleters from the manga collection. That used to be a promo, and I had to buy like multiple copies of that book to get it. So, well, for JP at least. I'm not sure about the English side of things. Okay, they have the counter charge, and well, we don't have any intercept, so boop boop boop. They're just gonna push us for 3 damage. Draw though, that's nice. Does this get extra power? It does. When its buddy is there, it gets +3. It's a shame. Well, we got the numbers. Okay, it's our turn. Let's rush him. Rising Nova. Alright, which one do we want to stride? We can stride for the Mecha Trainer. I mean, the harmonics for the Mecha Trainer, honestly. I don't think that's too bad of a plan, because we can then search for something else, and our Vanguard can still give us the multi-attack. So let's actually do that. Yeah, the Vanguard's like heart skill is still just so good. So I do think that it's still fine. Ditch this, that's fine. I'm gonna search PG actually. Just because I'm actually fine leaving my front row open so that I don't get deleted. I mean blocked. Sorry about that. Reckless Express. And if you do want to play, like, choose your soul if you have a PG or something. But other than that, the deck doesn't really use the soul for many purposes. You don't really use the drop zone as well, so it's not a big deal. But if you care about it, I respect that. And if you get more familiar with the play, I definitely think that it could help. So here I think I misplayed by calling the Braki instead, but I think we can still salvage it. So, because if we called the other Impulse, then we would be getting the extra 5k, right? So, but I'm just gonna call it here and let it chill, and I'm gonna leave it. Nice double trigger here. Can we see triple trigger? No, but it's still really good. Leaving a front row here, and a little defense here. But we do have 3 PGs. They're gonna heal as well. Great on them. Not great for us, but you know, they have 3 cards left. They went a really aggro last turn. So let's see what they can do on this turn. They're stuck on stride phase, the ride phase, or the stride phase. So it means they have a grade 3. They're considering, well, skipping the strides, just gonna go straight just to calling stuff. SP, that looks really sick. Karamas 2, retire something, delete, and lock a back row, and vanish delete. Vanish delete is just basically binding but face down. And it introduces a win condition where they have a triple rare, which says like, if you have 4 more damage, if your opponent's 4 more damage and like 13 in Vanish Delete state, then you win the game. But it's just so rare. Like even in the TCG, most of the time you just beat them down because delete stuff instead of hitting that win condition. But it's still really neat to see something like that in the game. All right, doing more drawing stuff. Top deck stride. No, we don't have strides. That's so sad. I don't really want to discard the PG. That really sucks. Do we do it? Do we do it? I mean, we don't have cards in hand to support it. Yeah, I think we need to pass this turn. Swing. Please see trigger. Heal trigger good. We still have 2 BGs, we have 1 intercept. So it's a battle of like who runs out of resources first, and then whoever can take advantage of that. So they're gonna skip the stride. Just gonna keep doing the delete stuff. Just gonna keep locking our stuff, which is fine. Honestly, it's pretty fine. That grade 1 is pretty valuable though. I don't know if retiring it was okay. Well, they have more locking. That's great. Clearly not for us, but great for them. Draw trigger, alright, they're seeing some triggers. We want some trigger actions too. We're pushed to 5 very early on to the game, so not a very great spot to be in. Alright, we can actually stride, but we do lose the stride skill, so that is something to consider. On hit here isn't actually that bad, because we don't have any charge guaranteed after discarding for stride, so here we go. Drawing to the heal, that is fine. Alright, battle, we're just gonna swing. 12k, Reckless Express. That heal is very good. Of course, useless. For the power, the heal is very big. And we can superior call something. Put this into the soul. Call something out, give it +5. So I'm actually gonna call the big boy here. Ask for a PG. Boom! Charge! 26k. Not asking for BG. Unfortunately, missing 5k, but still very solid. I think it might have been a misplay. I mean, it's a misplay. We should have called the 10 plus. No, we don't have the 10 plus 9s. But calling something else out would have probably been better, because seeing a defensive draw here would be quite big on my 5th damage. So yeah, remember to do math, people, because apparently card games are math games. Apparently you need to know math. Hit numbers. Wow. Very hard. Alright, they're gonna finally stride. This is their first stride this game. Gonna go into the Messiah on hit, lock 1 on lock 1. So let's check our bind zone. We actually have 4 in banish delete state. Calling this stuff, they're going for a bit of a desperate play. It's good. I like seeing desperate plays because it means we're in a good position. Of course, they're going to be locking the Bracky again. Poor Bracky. Free Bracky. Free my boy Bracky. Free my boy Bracky. Yeah. Okay, here we go. They have 2 cards in hand, no intercepts. I think we got a clear shot to win. Top deck stride. Very nice. Can we just do this? We have GB3, right? Yeah, we can. We have, yeah, so last 2. Yeah, this is it. Somehow, we got to go for the diabolical play. I'm on top deck Bracky or something. Oh, still fine, still fine. Calls to MC Rearguard Circle, so let's just swing Vanguard first. Gonna use this card skill. Gonna flip the Blizz. Oh, flip the on hit, I guess. Put this into the soul, and we get to call 3 cards. Oh, very nice. Just gonna call 1, 2, 3. Actually, I can use this. Boom, boom, boom. Yes, give me charge state. Nah. Power? Uh-oh. Deck scary. Deck very thin. Can we still use a skill with 1 card left? Yeah we can. Yeah we can. Okay, well, yes we are. The answer is yes. Charge. Do you want extra power? I should have put the power 3 on the Vanguard then. And then charge. Charge. Doesn't it get extra 5? Oh, misplayed then. Anyways, boom. Please win. There we go. Luckily, I didn't. The misplay didn't result in a loss. We still got it. But we were very close to setting up myself for a big L at that point. Luckily we good. Luckily we good. So yeah. A little unorthodox because we do have to play around locking and stuff, but I don't think it's the best showcase, but I guess we got to showcase 3 different strides and some charge shenanigans, so not bad. But let's do another one. Let's see if we can do some more straight line plays, textbook stuff. I'm gonna be playing. Is this Narukami? I think it's Narukami. And his text says practicing, so I hope he goes easy on us so we can showcase our deck. Grade 1s are fine. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. We can, like, worst case scenario, like, one of the great things about playing Kagero and Spikes, I guess, is I can always Mecha Trainer or Conroe into the Strat Fodder and have a, well, or just go into it, but always have a plan. Always have a plan. I've seen some lists play 4 of these. I think it's a bit overkill. But if you play 4 of the GR, I can kind of see it, because the GRs does require Soul Blast too. So you do really need the Soul, especially when you're playing the Braki and the Reckless Express, which I definitely think you should be playing. So this is a good card. This is a good card. I'm just gonna ride it. Do they retire that early? I mean, they have Death Scythe, but do a lot of people play Death Scythe these days? I don't think so. I don't think so. So we're gonna, if they see trigger, then we pop a Soul. But they don't, so we solve it. Just let it. Leave it. It's a brawler deck. Okay. So I remember brawlers. Someone mentioned how it's more popular in JP than on global. I definitely think that. I personally think that Vanquishers are still better, but brawlers are fun. Brawlers are fun. Alright, it's gonna top deck into them anyway, so no need to even use the Strat Fodder. I'm just gonna use the starter because next turn they can stride and then they can search for. They can Zora, the one that kills the back row on hit. So definitely gotta say adios to my Mecha Trainer right now and search for PG. I think is a safe option. What else do we want to do? Kinda eh at this point. Killing that 7k is fine. Is it necessary though? I don't know. Grade 3 is also fine. Let's call the grade 3. We do have the Stride Fodder to help us stride, so let's just go phase. Heal! Ooh, that's big. That's big. That's really nice. Draw. So of course, if you're playing in the competitive side on global, it would be quite different because brawlers would be able to access Rising Phoenix. Unfortunately, on ladder or on the JP side, they actually manage to make sure that this choice restriction is still intact. So it is quite different. It is quite different. But at the end of the day, I feel like the nerfs to Big Bang Knuckle Buster itself not being able to draw 1 is more than enough to make it a bit slower and harder to compete with decks right now, especially when Grand Blue and the like is really meta, and they don't really care because their board just vanishes at the end of the turn, so not a big deal for them. So yeah, they play the generic on hit stride, and if we left the Mecha Trainer there, it would have died. So just gotta use it before it's too late. So one's at 3, 1 intercept only. What kind of shenanigans can we pull off? I do like this. I like this. We do have a charge unit in our hand. so let's make the best use of it, out of it. So setting up a boost. Do I want to use the skill? I don't know. Do I? Not really. Let's save the Karama and the hand for later. Wow, just so good. Just so trigger happy today. That's really nice. I can't complain with that. Can you? You're on my side, right? Not the brawler player's side. Yeah. Let's call this out. And of course we're going to be in charge state. And do we want to dip it? I think it gives it the extra 5k, right? It should. Yeah, I think you need to use the charge first before using the skill. So that way this is 24. And they're going to heal. But we heal too. And this is going to be 36. And when this goes back to the deck, you get to draw a card. Here we go, that's a PG, that's very nice. And yeah, look, like, you know, they have removal, but we removed ourselves. You can't remove me, I'm gonna do it myself. That's the king's attitude, I guess. Been rewatching Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds, so that's fun. Can't believe Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds is like almost 10, 15 years ago. It's crazy. Anyways, back to the game. Brawler stuff, they're just gonna go into Big Bang Knuckle Buster. They call a lot of units that can scale up, but they scale up per hit. So, unfortunately, we only have us and our Water Boy. Not a lot of targets to target. But let's see what they can do. Still swinging Vanguard first. I would recommend swinging 14 first, or 16 first. A little cheesy here. I think it's just the muscle memory kicking in rather than the big brain. Never mind. I mean, it still works out. So, who am I to judge? Who am I to judge? Alright, we're just gonna get pushed. But it's okay, because we can do the same. Do we want the on hit? Or do we want the GB? When a unit returns to the deck. When a unit returns to the deck. Can I do that? Not really, I don't think so. On hit, extend a combo, boom boom. That is fine. Alright, let's just try to use it, whatever. Too much thinking, just gotta start doing, right? Timer's scary. 13k body is annoying. But it's fine, because we get big numbers. Sure. Yes. Skill? Yes. That's the answer. Call the SP version, of course. And we're gonna... battle. 9. On attack. I'll use the skill. Call this out. Sure rush. Sure skill. Sure skill. They're gonna die anyways, right? So might as well. Charge forward. Victory or death. Pump it up. Power good. Pew 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 pew. Big number's nice. It's gonna go to the deck. And we're gonna search for something. Oh, call something out. Oh, that's a misplay. Close enough. Should have called the grade 2 out. Well, this doesn't matter. Oh well, that's a bust of a play. Well, we do have 3 PGs and 2 heals left anyway, so hopefully that's enough to carry us till the end game. Please. 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 Is this enough? Is this enough? Striding. Okay. Is it Big Bang Knuckle Turbo? Conquest without a kill target. Questionable. I don't think you can use a skill if there's nothing to retire, right? Yeah. Should be going into the turbo here if they wanted to stride. Or even just the vanilla. So I think they just didn't know the interaction. That's perfectly fine for us. Not so fine for them. But I mean, we had the PGs and the heal guards anyway, so I don't think it's a big deal, but yeah. Alright, that's basically it. So that's GG. So I feel like, how many times have I said so this video? Anyways, we ranked up. Yay! Hip hip hooray. Congratulations. Good job, everyone. And while these 2 gameplay showcases weren't the best, obviously you can see by the amount of misplays, I still have a lot of areas of improvement and I still need a lot of practice. I wanted to showcase how wild the combos can be. There's a lot of different ways you can go about the combos, and it is really tricky. But when you can figure it out and you can understand the timings, I think it's really rewarding. Just like SpikeBrothers in the TCG. I think it's a really technical set of cards. Aptly part of the technical booster from the TCG. And there is quite a bit of potential with the deck. I think there's quite a bit of potential. I don't think Spikes get a lot of support, but they can really hit hard, and even with a misplaying player like me, we can still win games. So that's basically it. It's really crazy how I can misplay like everything and still win games, and then when playing meta decks, we can still lose games. But I guess that's just how it is, you know. See some triggers and win some games. So that's basically it for this video. Thank you so much to the members. Nova Grappler, 2 Mellow, KC, and ZBD. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Thank you for watching the video, and if you liked the video, like it, subscribe if you haven't already and want to see more. And yeah, that's basically it. Honestly, I think this one has been one of the harder ones because, especially for technical decks, I do want to do some more research rather than just playtesting myself. But, you know, DF hasn't done a SpikeBrother video yet. I searched, well, just YouTube really, but like I don't see anything from Zura. Zura is great. But yeah, so there's not a lot of resources. I'm doing the best I can with the amount of time I put into it. So I hope you understand, and if you have any suggestions, I wholeheartedly welcome it. So thank you so much for watching, and hope you will give them a go. I love spikes. Spikes are fun. So yeah. Okay, so this is the part where I run out of stuff to talk about. You click one of these videos, or that big red button on the top left side, or the big red button in the middle, which is subscribe, and help us hit our 2.6K goal. You will know that, well, the channel name is Entropy. Coincidentally, there's a 10K Link Joker unit called Entropy, and unfortunately it's a 10K unit. So when we stride anything, it's a 25K, so the goal was 25K. But I guess we can choose to stride into a harmonics and go to 26. So let's give that a go and see how long it'll take us. So yeah, I'm gonna go back to global to do my tower event, and I'll see you all soon. Bye.